13 flight controllers. Listen up. Give me a go, no go for launch. Booster.
Go.
Retro.
Go.
Vital.
We go fly.
Guidance.
Guidance go.
Procedures.
Go.
Inco.
Go.
FAO.
We are go.
Capcom.
We're go flight.
Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's entertainment.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome
Hola.
back. Did you miss me? So
You're awfully full of yourself.
yeah. Well,
Wow.
they well, it was kind of an inside track thing there.
Chloe missed you.
Yeah, Chloe did, of course. What's going on there, Steve-O and Ryan?
Hey.
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, Rick?
Oh man, I'm
Good to
living
see
the
ya.
dream. I had to stop and start the stream there because we had a full start there, and it kind of made it easier just to can it and start completely over again. Sorry about that if we shaked anyone off there like a tick on a dog's back. So it
Well,
happens.
you know.
So
Streaming ain't easy.
yeah, streaming ain't easy. That's true. That is very true.
It's a hard knock life, that's for sure.
We're racking it up. I'm like seeing little things now. That dog is distracting me.
She wants you.
I ain't got time for that.
She wants you to want her
See, there's that's the setting thing. Why is that setting thing there?
because you left it up.
If I bring that up, it's going to go like that. So let me get rid of it. And boom. There you go. There. Because that probably popped up on the screen, I'm sure.
Probably. Who cares?
Yeah. Oh, well. It's all right. We're refunding everyone's money that's out there. So got quite a few people in the show tonight. Going to say hi to them out there. Let me see if I can scroll over to back up to the top a little bit. Looks like we got everything HVAC out there. What's up,
Whoa,
Steve? Hey,
imagine that.
Hamilton Mechanical.
Here.
I think we got Nellick. Okay, it's so small. Vids. Is that a new one?
Nellick Vids. Yeah, I've not seen his before.
It's a new life, man.
He's
Cool.
a new one.
HVAC and electrical.
We got Ham. Hammy's on.
Ain't nothing but a ham bone, baby.
And Pepsi is on this week. I missed you last week, Pepsi.
Joshua Timmons. And we got yeah, you hit Pepsi. And Julio Lopez. Is it Lope or just Lopes? Is that a new one there?
I think so.
Well, welcome aboard there. So what else?
There's refrigeration and AC.
Cool. Yeah, you guys can help me out here.
And now, like, we're not blurred on our end because I have my laptop up as well, and we're not blurry. Are you guys, anybody else seen anything blurred? Any blurred lines? Huh? Are we going to just drop lyrics all night?
Yeah. So, well, that could cause some stress on the internet. I mean, even though it's download, there's still uploading going on. So,
You mean you're going to try to break the internet?
well, since we ain't got a great upload speed, I don't want to do anything more than we have to make it any worse than what it is.
You need to upgrade that.
Yeah, let me get the commercial
Make
package there
those dollars.
for my $5 payout on the
dollar
live
bills.
streams. So, what do you guys got going on tomorrow?
I'm not sure what I've got going on yet tomorrow. I usually get an email around 7 o'clock in the morning and hit the road from there.
Steve?
I have no idea what's in store for me either. It's hit or miss. We warmed up, so we got that rush of first, AC calls. So it's going to continue, I'm sure.
Yeah, we got some slight calls the other day, and we're trying to nail out the service checks because it was in the 70s. I think it even hit 80 on one day, but mainly
It
the
did.
70s.
It was delightful.
Which I think anything we get, you should be getting. We're kind of in the same temperature zone.
we got a little warmer. I mean, we hit 80 one day, and then it's kind of cooled back down now for the weekend. Cold weather came back in, but it's that off and on now. It's going to be what it is until it actually turns summer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been kind of hit and miss for us. That's why we kind of saved some of the inside stuff for that. And then I always get mine as a text message. She'll usually text me about 6:05 area, and I'll be laying in bed still. And it's like, okay, do I need to get up early, or can I stink around here for a little bit longer? Because if they're in town, I gain 15 minutes because that's how far the shop is, 17 minutes away. So I can gain that time because I can just leave straight from there. Reliable says it's 100 degrees already. I couldn't imagine
crazy.
that. Where you at, Reliable? So, but yeah,
Inquiring minds want to know.
Reliable's Texas. If I'm thinking right.
really. Yeah, they don't ever
That
really truly
area.
get cold.
Look, Chloe's got a fan.
Oh yeah.
Pepsi said hi to Chloe.
Yeah, she's wanting to put her head up there on the camera.
See,
thing.
Chloe, you've got a fan. Pepsi said hi to you.
Yep.
Very, very South Texas. That's what I thought. I thought he was in Texas.
Very South Texas. I like that.
I did a little mix on Friday, Rick, and we went to Zanesville, Ohio, and I did a leak search and repair on a Lennox package unit and a heat exchanger replacement on another one. So it was kind of going from cooling to heating all in one day.
Zane's is down there south. It's very south tip, ain't it?
Zanesville?
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, that's like south of Bellefontaine.
Yeah, so is Columbus.
Well, you know, Zanesville,
Yeah, it was-
like where the caverns are.
It's down where the freaking I used to go riding at, down by
That's-
Wayne National Park.
That's where we used to go camping out when I was little.
It's a lot further than that. That's what
it was about 2 3/4 hour away from me.
Okay, yeah, it's about the same for me. I would say probably 2.5, almost 3, somewhere at ballpark. So that's a hell of a drive.
Hey,
Yeah.
Josh in the comments has a question for you. He said he needs your help. He cleaned out his own drain line on his AC unit and it still won't drain. And he disconnected the drain and it still won't drain. Did you blow in it?
Is it trapped? Does it need to be trapped? Is it a positive pressure, negative pressure?
What kind of AC line is it?
What diameter is it?
Is
it
it
copper?
level?
Is it plastic? So
Is it got gunk? Do you have some funk in your
yeah, what
Condensate
state do you
lines.
live in? Because you guys down south like have all kinds of slimy, weird crap stuff in there, little slime snakes.
maybe there's a snake in his pipes?
Yeah, we're starting to lock up there. Look at it.
Gunk in your trunk. That's what happens. So we get it
Gunk in
down
the
here
trunk.
too.
Ham, it's got yuckies in it.
Some people are saying something about putting pennies in the drain pan. Supposedly the copper will help neutralize it or
I've
something.
heard that with the copper. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that would be just as good as maybe putting a piece of 3/4 inch copper in there or something. I don't know.
I mean, some of the stuff we get's greasy, nasty stuff that you ain't keeping out of the drain anyways. You just got to keep them clean. But I've been using the Viper drain pan treatment.
Is that happening even in coils that aren't aluminum, all aluminum?
We get nasty. I mean, we do, maintenance shops and stuff that's
Oh.
got grease flying around everywhere. So, I mean, it's just going to get dirty. There's no way around it.
My one call, I was actually going to do this one as my video I did on yesterday, and it was actually a mini split carrier. So I forget who actually makes it because the same company made it for Linux. And I hate to even say it, we did it. We put it in the middle of the kitchen, and there's fryers on the left and right side. So the fryers are up probably 4 foot away.
Is this what you showed me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
And I think
wrong.
everyone else has kind of avoided having to do it. I said, screw it, and yanked the drain pan out, the blower wheel out. It was a total wreck. It's been in for less than 2 years. And I just completely tore it completely apart and just cleaned it all out in the dish. And then I got into it with some employee that's like, was all acting all pissy because I needed to use the sink. They're like, there's a dish back there. And I'm like, I need the sprayer. I'm
Like-
thinking, do you want cooling in the kitchen or not?
You had to take this thing need to be taken out back and like hosed down because it made me sick to even look at it. And I put my hands inside people and do surgery, and this thing was nasty.
Yeah, they had specks of grease that had flung and like stuck into place, but it was like little porcupines on the blower wheel. It was pretty bad. Luckily, they had some yellow degreaser that was food grade approved, and that did a fairly decent job once I soaked it in it. So.
Okay, so he said, Josh came back. He said it has a trap and it's plastic, and the condensation won't drain out of the unit.
And is it level? Have you tried blowing it out? So,
It's got to be level.
has it always been a problem? That's one of my other big questions I always ask. If it's always been a problem, then we got other issues. No whining, Eli.
I should make him a sign, no whining.
No whining allowed. No pugs that whine. We'll throw you out of the
He
group.
probably wants to go out back upstairs. Yeah, turn that thing off. I'm going to have to like start stripping or something.
You already did that earlier at church.
Oh my gosh, I was sweating like a pig.
Yep. She was hammering it off. What's that HVAC over 10 thumbnail guy holding a monitor look like? Yeah. AD, I got to go through and redo that one. That's the reason why the stream didn't get announced sooner, was because I had planned on going in there and redoing the thumbnail to today's date. And unfortunately, I wasn't, I kind of got sidetracked doing other things. I was watching Dave ride all over California, going to the oldest bar out there. And then I watched somebody do a couple tool bag videos and a van video and some other crap. And then next thing you know, it was freaking time to go. So I kind of forgot. And then Ryan's like, where's it at? I want to share it. I'm like, should be there. Whoops. What's up, Samuel?
What had happened was, oh, James Brown said, Rick, you look nice in your orange shirt.
Oh, thank you. I try.
Oh, that was so nice of him.
I'll be wearing an ugly blue uniform for the rest of the week.
So Josh came back and said that he did blow it out and it hasn't been a problem. And the drain isn't clogged. So what else would cause it to not?
Maybe check it at the coil itself, possibly where the male thread fits into the coil pan. Make sure there ain't nothing in there possibly clogging it up. I mean, that's the only thing I could think. If that don't work, man, I'd be half tempted to go get a garden hose and bring it in and wash it and flush it out.
Wash it.
Wash it out.
Wash it.
Like
Wash
I
that
said,
sucker.
that's in the Urban Dictionary. And if you
You
don't like
proved
that,
it.
you're racist. So there ain't nothing wrong
You
with
know,
washing it.
We should probably start a drinking game, like for everybody that watches from home on the live
I'm up for
vids.
that.
That when you say wash, they gotta take a drink.
Hey, we're all kind of in the same vicinity here. I mean, we are kind of bordering states here. So, I mean, and they said that some of it was coming from, some people told me their grandparents were from Pennsylvania. And then I decided to look up what the immigration status was in my area.
Pepsi's like, is that even a word? So Pepsi, if
Yes,
you,
it's a ward.
If you look at the video, you just released what, yesterday, Saturday?
Yeah.
If he actually has a side cut away of the word wash in the Urban Dictionary.
Because somebody always says something about it, no matter
It
what.
hurts me even to say the word wash because no, we just don't say that. It's wash.
Whatever.
I enjoyed that.
It's just the we live in the country. It's just the way it is.
Doesn't
I mean,
mean you need to talk country.
I don't care. So I mean, it's just the way it is. It's just we ain't like high tech around here. We're just high tech redneck. So it's just the way they speak.
High tech redneck.
Yeah. If I told you what city I'm in, you'd be like, oh, that was ranked in the top 10 shittiest cities to live in. Okay.
You'd be surprised that he's not talking more
Yeah.
gangster.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them are just wannabes around here. But
Well, that's true.
we've been called everything from little Chicago to little Detroit. So I mean,
Yeah.
we are kind of on the crossroads of all the highways.
So he came back and said that he checked it at the coil and there is nothing in the pan and you can see the water moving and not going out of the drain. It only drains with the unit off.
That trap ain't working right then. There ain't a T on that before the trap, is there? Because that may be your issue. Because I mean, is it an upflow furnace, counterflow furnace? Because I mean, I'd be curious if it's in a positive state or a negative state.
Yeah. Is it before the coil or after,
Before the blower or after the blower?
Yeah.
It says a lot if it drains when you turn it off.
Yep, that sounds like, either your trap's not deep enough or it's not getting to the trap.
A buddy of mine called me the other day. He went out on his own and started his business, and he has a girl doing PMs for him, and she pulled the trap on a RTU, cleaned it out, never primed it. Now he's got water dripping through the ceiling. And I said, more than likely the blower runs nonstop, sucking air through. And that's probably where your water problem's coming from.
You would figure eventually it'd probably fill up and get it. I know from the winter to summer, I mean, how many times has it actually got anything in it?
True.
I wouldn't figure much. Have you seen those new traps they got that are spring loaded?
No.
They're weird. They're like comes out, and I don't know, our guys found it somewhere, but it's like almost clear plastic in a way, and it's round and has a spring in there, and then when the water gets heavy enough, it lets it drain and it comes back up and keeps it kind of sealed.
So almost like a mouse trap.
Yeah,
thing.
that way you don't get. I think it don't freeze and break or something in the winter. Last year was the first year I seen them, I think, and I don't know how well they worked out, if they're still working or if it's just going to be a gimmick that fails.
Interesting.
He came back and said it's a Carrier air handler. It's a 1998.
If it's an air handler, it probably is in the negative zone, I bet. Is it electric air handler? Because if it is, it's definitely probably in the negative state. So I'd be looking at the...
It's sucking?
Send me a picture.
Does that mean it's sucking?
It's probably sucking it.
Oh, we don't want it to suck. We want it to blow.
Yep.
Might not be
It's like-
trapped well enough.
Yeah, it couldn't
It's
maybe
like-
not be deep enough.
She's gone from suck to blow.
Oh, no.
What's that from, Rick?
It's probably a stupid Spaceballs crap you
He
guys
hates
like.
that movie.
It's a dumb movie. I don't like it.
Rick is lame.
It's a
I
dumb
saw
movie.
that movie the other day.
I love
It's
it.
stupid.
It's so much fun.
It's very poor, I think. I don't know. I thought it was dumb. Where's my mouse at here? I got to get rid of this stupid. I still get
That and the old Monty
advertisements.
Python stuff.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Yeah, he
dumb,
doesn't like
but
that
it's
either. Yeah, that's like those are the classics.
No, I don't care for it. It's just kind of...
But yeah, if you send Rick an email, what's your email?
It's the name of the channel, HVACR Survival at junk mail, Gmail,
So send him an email with
spy mail.
send him spy mail. Let Rick check out your unit.
I don't want to see your unit. I just want to see the trap.
Rick wants to see your unit, so send him
Laura can look at your unit. I'm looking at the trap.
send him an email of your unit so he can look deep down in it into its eyes and look at its trap and
You
see
guys
if he
are
can't.
What about
Opening up
possibly
to
double
some-
trapped? Is the pipe going up and down after the trap to where it could be a double trap? I've had that screw me before. So that would be something I'd watch for. That's where a T after the trap comes in handy to break that possible double trap.
Now, James, listen, Mr. James Brown. We do not speak of that C word because we are not going to be getting that because it is not a
What are you
V.
talking about?
It is not a VACCINE. So no, we are not going to go get that. Thank you very much. But thank you for asking
What are you talking
and
about?
taking Rick's health into consideration. He wanted to know
I'm not getting it either.
if you were going to go down to Columbus and get it next week.
Oh, the thing?
Yes, and no, you're not
No,
because
Well,
it's fake.
shh,
fake news.
Shh, shh.
Don't-
Keywords
That's
get you
why-
banned.
As
That's why
long
I
as
spelled.
humanly possible.
Yeah, I'm just I when it's the very first way they've ever done it that way, I'll wait until it's either I've already had it. So if that didn't make me immune to it,
Me too.
so I'm yeah, and I really didn't even have hardly any symptoms at all. So we ain't talking about that kind of stuff because that right there will knock your channel practically right off the air. And I don't need any more negatives. It's already hard enough to build the thing up, let alone fight them to get shadow banned. So
Hey,
no.
Steve, what are you drinking?
You don't want to know what I'm drinking.
Is it an energy drink or is it an alcoholic beverage?
It's probably moonshine.
No, I'm not drinking moonshine.
Is it sponsored? Are you sponsored?
No,
Oh, a Natty Daddy.
maybe I should be.
What the heck's a natty daddy?
Oh man, isn't that like Natty the worst
Yeah.
beer like you could drink?
It's a
I never
big
even
Natty
heard of it.
Light.
Basically, it's more malt liquor type kind of deal.
I don't mind some of those.
Little,
I mean,
little stronger than your regular.
it's
Gotcha.
almost like we're still, yeah, see, we're a little bit
See,
lagging.
my brother likes the PBR.
Your brother's a freak.
I know my brother's weird.
I don't mind PBR.
I don't mind PBR either.
I'm from Kentucky, man. We get PBR everywhere.
I think I'd
Yeah.
like Old Milwaukee better, possibly.
But what was that one that you were drinking that made you feel all uppity last? Was it the Coors Light or no? What was it?
Where was we at?
No, Michelob Ultra. Is that what you were getting there towards the
Long
end?
time ago. But that stuff I never got a buzz off of.
Well, it wasn't about you were just drinking it because you wanted a beer, but you weren't drinking Bud Light. You were drinking that other stuff. Was that Michelob?
Where
Ultra?
were we?
Here. You would
Home?
Yeah.
Did somebody bring it?
No, you were getting it for a
Oh.
while.
Yeah, back then it was Michelob Ultra.
Yeah, Rick felt all
Because
hoity-toity.
it was more expensive and less calories and less filling. But it also never gave you any kind of buzz either. So,
He's
I
watching
mean,
his
what's kind of
curves.
the point, like 90 some calories, diet beer, Of course, beer almost has less calories in it than a freaking Pepsi does. So, go figure.
Apparently, all the LA hipsters like PBR.
Cool. Well,
We were
I don't-
LA hipsters back in the late 90s, I suppose, then.
yeah. I don't know if I've really had much of that, honestly.
You've not had hardly any beer. For the
You weren't
longest
around
time.
on my early 20s.
Well, yeah, because I was probably
12.
still in elementary school.
You were 12.
Exactly.
You were 12, 13 years old then.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Laura, go get Rick a Four Loco.
What is that? I don't
what
even know what
is.
that.
Oh, yeah. I had a Four Loco once and decided against that. I'm no longer a Four Loco drinker.
He probably couldn't handle it.
I couldn't handle it. I do.
You know
I'm
what
in,
I oughta-
I'm in bourbon country, man.
Yeah.
We like our bourbon around here.
I think what I need to do is run a wired connection down here.
He wants to go upstairs. Oh, here it is. It's Fusion Projects of Chicago, Illinois.
So what do you want me to do? Let him out?
Yes.
All right. We ain't in the middle of a live stream or nothing like that. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Have fun.
Just let him out of here, out of this room. No, Chloe, stay here. Chloe,
Let him out or let him go outside?
no, just let him out of the room.
So Ryan, what have you been into? Have you there's this infamous Vegas video that I haven't seen yet. Not to put you on the spot or anything, but are we gonna see this?
Well, I could probably piece something together. Me and my wife went out there with big hopes of making Vegas videos, and one thing leads to another. I've got
understand.
some footage.
Then
I'll
he
probably
actually
put
doesn't even
something
want to go
together.
upstairs. What?
This week, though, I'm making a video. I don't care what it is,
I don't have
what
my
it's
things on.
about. It might be about nothing. Might just be about what I did that day, or what, who knows. But the videos have kind of been light lately. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of interesting stuff to put together, but maybe I'll just do a tour of where I'm at this week somewhere, put something together. I got to get another video out and do it soon. Kind of got
Nice.
lazy lately.
Yeah, I mean it's been hard, especially in this this been the off season. We've been my last couple have been PMs and just some random stuff that I threw together, but
Yep.
I mean try to keep something out there.
Sure. I'm actually I'm scheduled to get a new van, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm getting one of the Dodge Roadmasters. It's taller, it's bigger. I'm kind of excited about it. Is it? Yeah. And the cab isn't real. It's a Ram ProMaster, I guess. It's not the full roof, but it's, I can practically stand up, and I'm 5'8", so I just got to tilt my head a little bit, but I'm looking forward to moving all my stuff and getting it in there and hopefully making a new van tour video soon.
Is that like the Transit, the Ford Transit?
It's like it. Yeah.
Similar.
It's the Dodge Ram version, I suppose. What I like about it is we have a 2-car garage, but my wife's car pretty much takes up the whole garage because you don't just pull straight in. You got to turn to get into it. So I could never fit 2 vehicles in there. So I've got my pickup and then my work van, and I've dented my truck opening those 2 side doors on the Chevy Express. This Ram has a sliding door on the side. So to get into it when I'm parked at home will be a lot better. And I'm just excited to get something new. I think my van's got about 180,000 miles on it. And this company I'm working for, like right around 200,000, everybody gets a new van, which I think is awesome because I've worked for companies that had almost 300,000 miles on a van. It's shaking as I go down the highway, but
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
we do kind of the same thing. I just came out of a Transit and got my brand new van.
Uh-huh.
And it's the old Chevy Express. So the Transit was longer
Uh-huh.
and wider. So I seemed like I could fit more things with more room in the back of it. So
All right.
you might find a little more room in there. It's
Oh,
nice.
there's a lot more. I've seen the van. In fact,
Yeah.
I was supposed to get it last week, but another tech's van had transmission issues. So he's now driving, the van I'm supposed to get as the spare. and I'm like itching to get it.
No, yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah, that side door thing, I'm surprised I liked it as well as I did because mine's got that slider too, but it's the Nissan, which the Nissan's built really heavy duty. But you know, mine's got like 179 area, but we got 2 full-time mechanics, so they like to fix stuff and they pay us really good. So I guess that's a trade-off to the point where, do you want the money or do you want the van? So, because where I've worked at before, I made several dollars less, and we got new vans every 3 to 4 years. And then, you know, at 100,000, they swapped them out. And then the installers would tear the hell out of them in less than, you know, a few months, and they look like junk after that. Mirrors getting ripped off, dented, wrecked, and everything else. So, where's that?
Yeah, we take our vans to a area oil change place that we, you know, there's like 5 of them in the area around Youngstown where we get our oil changed. And I took it to this one specific location, and I kept getting oil dripping on my driveway. You know, not that I've got the nicest driveway in the world, but I'm like, so I kept having to climb under there and tighten up the plug. So I decided to write a message to the oil change mechanic underneath the truck in a paint marker. It was pretty specific as to what I wanted done, you know.
Or they drain
And
it all
so-
over the cross member, and then it drips off the cross member, which is what they do on
Yeah.
mine.
So before I give it back, I'll have to clear that message off of there. But then I go in, and they got a new guy working in there. I said, "Hey, that message under the van isn't for you." Just so you know, I like the plug tight.
It kind of is though. Do it the way I want it.
Yeah, I mean, you see what I'm driving here. I obviously have wrenches. You think I'm just going to let oil drip all over my driveway? I mean, you might get away with not tightening the plug on a granny's car, but come on now. I think I'm not going to investigate this. And I'm the kind of guy that likes to speak my mind. You know, I think I'm fairly convincing when I ask. You know, your job is to change the oil and then tighten the plug. I don't want oil all over my driveway.
Yeah.
So anyway, tighten the plug.
Good
Yeah.
help is hard to find these days.
Hell, we can't even find help, and it sounds like everybody's running into that. I was watching a construction guy talking about it, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, he's a carpenter.
Carpenter. Yeah, he's like, you know, drywall and heating and plumbing, all those things there, you know, they pay better than what we do, and you know, we just can't find nobody to do it, you know. But yeah, we work really hard, and I'm like, so it sounds like everybody's got issues. So ain't gonna get no better until we start going into the schools and start getting these teachers to change their curriculum a little bit and quit running down the trades, which is what they've done for years. That, you know, you're a knuckle dragging, monkey wrench turning imbecile that, you know, if you're just going into the trades, you need to go to a 4-year college and get $100,000 degree.
Calm down, big boy.
Yeah, how much money do they pay you for your $85,000 degree?
I know.
Like $22 an hour. Yeah. So I don't even have an associate's. All I got is a certificate. I didn't even like when I went to school, it wasn't even accredited yet for HVAC. So we literally was just brand new.
No trade school here.
None at all.
Nope.
Well, luckily I didn't pay. I think we paid like $11,000 for my school. Dad paid half. I paid the other half. So it cost $6,000. So it's like, you know, it was the best money, you know, ever spent. I mean, it worked out great, and I'm glad I did that over the electronic stuff. But, you know, now these guys, now they're getting like $30,000 out of it.
Yeah, nothing against it. I just no, I got in when it was booming, and I was, you know, lugging. You know, I was grunt work for a long time. You know,
Yeah.
I worked my way up. I was carrying duct up stairs on commercial sites and doing what people told me to.
Oh yeah.
And that's how I started anyhow. Just because I went to school, I still started out as an installer helper. And it wasn't until probably 6 months, 9 months down the road that I even get to become a filter changer. And even then I about had to beg to do it. So then they didn't want to put me on call. It took forever to finally get, you know, to that point. I was begging to be on call, you know, and then later down the road, they just like were shoving people onto it, ready or not. So there we are, starting to lock up a little bit again.
We have a couple of real good young apprentices. They're smart and they want to work. My boss has been real lucky with finding guys. Mikey, the one guy who's been in my videos, he went to I don't know, almost 2-year trade school, then joined the union, went through their whole apprenticeship. He's about to be a journeyman now, 5 years. But this kid, I hate to, I don't want to, praise him too much. I don't want to give him a big head, but he's young and he's smart. I'll call him, say, hey, what do you, I'm running things past him, because it's always good to, ask opinions. The kid's
That's
smart.
good, man.
And James, he's the combat veteran, that we have working for us. He's just starting his apprenticeship, but he's a good worker too, man. So we're
Come out of
lucky
the
that
military, did
we
he?
found good, hard, young workers. I love it when they send me. I'll say, "Hey, Mike, you mind pulling all the stuff up on the roof?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Thank you." Is his shoulder?
What did he do in the military?
Oh, I forget what branch he was in, but he's done a lot for as young as he is. He was in the military. He saw combat. Then he went to work on cell phone towers, and he's a hunter. I mean, everything. He's done so much. I graduated high school and started doing heating and air conditioning. He's been all over the world, but he was a combat veteran as far as from what he told me, and I've got no reason not to believe him. And he's a hard worker. I think just on that alone, I've got to believe him, because any 20-some-year-old these days, feel like I gotta push him along. Hey, it's time to do this. It's time to do that. But this kid's good. He's a hard worker, man.
We hired
So-
one for our controls department, and he's worked out pretty good too. I can, and that's great because I mean the work ethic. They always say that generally the work ethic is going to be there. So I was kind of wondering when you said where you got some of yours at, because I mean we've kind of like tried thinking outside the box of where to recruit from to get other
We got
people.
ours from the union hall.
Are you guys union?
Yeah.
Okay. See, we're not, but even then, I think they're having problems too finding people. So I mean, it don't even seem to matter. I mean, I know you get the benefit of getting them when you need them and can get rid of them when you don't. But
Well,
yeah.
yeah, we've had some guys come through, and and I was like, this guy's better off working at a Chipotle, making sandwiches or whatever they make, So it's not, it's all about what you want to do. And how
Mr.
hard
Green
you-
says us young
Not
guys
for
want your
everybody.
job. Heck, you don't have to have our job. We got plenty of jobs available.
Yeah.
Freaking, I mean, literally, we could throw you in a truck and start you tomorrow. And if you had any experience at all, I mean, you're going to get paid well. So, I mean, this place is the best place I've ever worked for pay. I mean, I thought I was doing good until I came here. I mean, we're talking a large sum. I mean, we're paid basically union rate. So, I mean, we're well taken care of. Is union rate kind of the same all the way across the board, or does it change state to state?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
How does union rate work? Is that like state to state, or is it across the board?
It must be state to state, because I'm in a plumbers and pipe fitters union, and we also have a sheet metals workers union.
That's what we got
And
here.
service techs from both unions that work at our company, and the pays are different. So to be honest with you, I'm no expert when it comes to the union and all that. I worked for a number of years in a non-union shop and kind of just
Well, they
fell
don't
into
keep
it.
none of that
I got
secret,
lucky.
do they? I mean, everybody knows exactly what everybody makes because it's on a piece of paper, ain't it? Is that how it
Well,
works?
you can get paid above scale.
They just got to do the minimum.
Yeah, everybody, what the minimum is if you're a journeyman or first year or second year or whatever the case may be. But if somebody wants you bad enough, you can say, "Hey, we don't get any paid vacation." I think it's because I'm in the plumbers and pipe fitters union. Half of these plumbers and pipe fitters get laid off for half the year. You know what I'm saying? It's plumbers, pipe fitters, and service technicians is, pinned on the end of that. So it's fine. I don't mind a no paid vacation because I save
I
my
don't
money.
get paid
And,
holidays.
yeah, we don't get paid holidays, no paid vacation, but I get paid pretty decent. So, you can get paid above scale, or you can bargain and say, "Hey, I really like working here. how about you give me a paid week of vacation? It's really up to the owner of the company or whoever your boss is. Um,
Yeah, because you can just
so
transfer over to another company with no real ding to you at all, can't you?
absolutely, I
Yeah.
can, and I, my boss loves me. I do what I'm told and get it done quickly. For 42 years old, but I still feel like I'm in my early 20s. At least I try. I try. How old are you, Steve?
I'm 36.
All right, so you're right around the same as me.
I
You
feel
know.
I feel much older than that.
Oh, I feel much older than 42. My
I've been
shoulders
lucky.
feel
I ain't had
100.
too many problems. I mean, the eyesight's changed, and I'll be 46 here next month. So I don't think of myself as 46. I still do dumb stuff that I shouldn't probably do. Like going over 100 mile an hour on a motorcycle. But it's just I don't feel it, luckily. But I mean, I tried using the safety gear as far as knee pads and stuff from the beginning, and losing the weight helped a lot here. But I mean, I get tired in the evening sooner than normal, but I still go to bed at like midnight and get up at like 6. So I mean, 5 hours, 6 hours, all I need.
I got ejected from a vehicle once, and ever since then I felt a whole lot older than I actually was. Me and my cousin have rolled a vehicle and we both went out each window. He was playing flag football the next day and I was off work for 6 months, but I healed up all right. So that probably has a lot to do with why my body hurts now, but
And like the guy, like our top guy that knows the most, he's 56, and
yeah.
now with some way things have changed at our shop, he ain't getting out of there anytime soon, because we need to get somebody else trained on the frick chillers and some of the big chillers that we got at some of these production places, which there's a couple other guys that kind of know him. Well, I should say there's one other guy now that kind of knows him, so he's going to have to train somebody. So, I mean, that's why we've been shoving me into the grocery stores more. I got to do a few of them, so it's happening more quickly now. I've been running some of the calls, and things like that in places I don't usually go. So you've learned the basics, and now I think I got a good start. I mean, 6 years of doing just refrigeration now, that helped me out a lot on what to look for and some of the common things. But if I would have went straight into it from just the AC world, it wouldn't have been very good. So, I mean, and he's starting to, really simplify things and help me out on some things. And it's just been a long start. What, Eli?
I think he wants you to hold it.
I'd love to get some more experience on some bigger stuff, but our company, I mean, we got a lot of commercial, retail, rooftops. And that's, we've got some other guys that do some of the, community places for kids and things like that they've got some chillers and some bigger boilers and stuff. But I can only work on what I'm sent to work on, you know what I mean? So I wish I could get some of the stuff in you guys' videos. I'd love to get some more experience in that, but I can only do what, I guess I'm the heat exchanger replacement guy right now because
be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, I know. I'm
There's
talking about
times-
from a content aspect. That's what people want to see.
It does seem like we focus, or at least me, I focus on the video crap more than I do what I'm actually doing. I mean, it's like, I've done it all day and I come home and edit all night, whenever it's time to do it. And it's like I never stop. So you don't get the break sometimes.
I think he wants his paws up there.
Well,
it makes him feel more stable, I think.
He should enjoy being on my lap.
Oh,
Hey,
Pepsi,
Steve, I got it made
Pepsi
though
says
where I'm
hi.
at though. These rooftop units, I mean, some of it's hard work, leak searches and compressor replacements and heat exchange. You got to lug all that stuff up there, but I feel like I'm in a good spot to just ride this out for the next 20 years. And
I don't blame you, man. I got a heat exchanger video coming up soon. So
yeah,
I did mine.
Did one recently.
Yeah. This winter, I was like, oh, God, it's another heat exchanger replacement video. It's all I got. I'm trying here.
Somebody watching
I'm
it.
the same way. Video what I got.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, they can always skip ahead. I mean, I'm lucky they watch about 55% of the video most of the time. So I mean, it just really depends on the audience, and it's he's getting all comfortable, ain't he?
Well, I think it makes him feel more stable having both of his paws up there.
He stinks. So what?
You hit it straight on so he can put his paws up there and feel like he's, you know how he is.
He's gonna end up stepping on the computer.
He's very nosy.
I don't think he cares as much as what he used to. You can tell he's slowing down.
All right, guys. Hey, I'm gonna have to get out of here. So let me start by saying thank you for having me, and we'll do this again whenever y'all are ready.
Okay. Yeah, I'll text you and stuff.
Hey, you let me know. Everybody
Okay,
in chat,
next
please
Sunday.
hit the thumbs up. It helps. Everybody hit the thumbs up right now if you haven't yet. And I'll see you guys later.
All right. Thanks for coming in, Steve.
Take it easy, Steve.
Bye, Steve.
Y'all be good.
Thanks.
Yes,
You guys
sir.
check out Steve's videos, everything HVAC, HVACR. He's on pretty much the end of my last few videos, so the link's down there if you guys haven't already watched him. Check him out. He's got good
Great
content.
videos.
Yep,
I
very
gotta
good.
figure out how to take myself out of the show now. Sorry.
Yeah, you can just hit the little in button or whatever, and it'll just bloop, and then she'll have to switch it here on the other display thing. So, dunk. That was kind of okay. Now you need to transfer it over. See, I think using that iPad push button thing takes too long. Come on, there you go.
I wasn't using the iPad. I was using the mouse.
So now you're back to the old border background there.
Yeah, it didn't update.
I'm not paying
Rick.
for that. What's up?
You got the field piece vacuum pump, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, that thing's pretty awesome, isn't it?
I've been happy with it. I mean, I didn't pay anything for it, so I mean, I can't complain.
Is it,
It
the
does-
company's?
No, it's mine.
It's yours.
Yeah, remember when I did the True Blue hose and I kind of said shameless begging or whatever for sponsorship? Well, one of my viewers had like 3 of them, and he gave me one, and it basically was brand new.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, that was my first tool I got for free, But as you know, there's a lot of hours, a lot of time in these videos. I mean, it's not like you just make one and people give you stuff. I mean, even now with what I've got now, I still couldn't even get Vito to reply back to me to even get anything, special or to even try anything out of them.
They replied to me.
Must
with
be
a no.
nice. Did you just go through sales at Vito, or what did you use?
Yeah.
See, they
For
just
my
ignored
giveaway-
me.
I did that little giveaway video, so I reached out to True Tech and Refrigeration Technologies and all the different companies, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we got our spring, sale going on or whatever." I was like, "All right, no problem." But I've got the Bullet, the Yellow Jacket Bullet.
Mhm.
That's our company issued vacuum pump. But I'm looking to get something. I want to get a new vacuum pump, and that field piece is awesome. I just wanted to ask you about that a little bit. So
If you're going to get
It's
the
got-
big hoses, it'll make a difference because that's, I think, 8 CFM on it. And
Okay.
otherwise, the JB I've got is like my JB is a cheap JB. It's like the $250 one. That's 6 CFM, but it don't have a gas ballast on it. But that quick change oil thing on that field piece is killer. I mean,
It's
that makes
pretty
it so easy.
yeah,
From what I was told, Navic actually built that vacuum pump for field piece. They had a couple of them, I think, I don't know if it was the vacuum pump or the recovery machine. They had a few issues here and there, but I've not had one problem with it. It's been great, and I use it for everything since I've gotten it. I don't use the company one anymore, hardly ever. So they're basically getting free use of, my pump, which I own my own personal one that I had to buy back in '98. That's brand spanking new, Robin Nair, when it was made up in Bryan, Ohio. $350 back then. It's just sitting there, but I run it every now and again. I got a brand new regulator I bought long ago. I've got stuff. I got my own little recovery machines, a cheaper, older one. But yeah, they provide all that stuff. And they're the first place I've ever worked for that actually gives me a weight scale too. So, but now most of the things in my video though, like my newer nitrogen gauge. That one, it's kind of all automatic. I bought that one, and all my hoses. Granted, they give us $500 a year for tools, so I mean, I use that, which I use some of that money from. What did I end up getting recently? What did I recently buy? It was a couple $100, like $300.
I don't remember.
It was something I just got.
You got that one bag.
No, I don't think the bag I paid out of pocket. Trying to think. I don't know. I got something. Because last year, that's how I ended up, basically justifying buying that Hillmore swedging tool. And because that thing, I mean, it's $390. And then I bought the 1/4-inch head, which was another, I think, $40 or whatever. It does neat.
Yeah.
That spin switch did just as good, but it's nice when you don't have to hold on to it and all that stuff.
Well, technically in our contract, all I need to bring is a pair of steel-toe boots, a level, and a pair of channel locks. And the company's responsible for everything else, but you get what they issue you. You know what I'm saying? So all my hand tools are mine, and then I've been buying things like the leak detectors and stuff. I want to own my own tools anyway. Or they won't even give you one. They'll say, Big Blue, here's your soap bubbles. That's your leak detector. But
yeah, unfortunately, we can use new Calgon. I'd rather use Big Blue, but, so, I mean, I'd rather have that, so if they want to send me some, I'd be more than happy to use that. I'd like to try out those packets of cleaning solution. So maybe if I ever get...
I don't know if you caught my giveaway video, but I reached out to Refrigeration Technology. They sent me all the, I gave it all away. I didn't get to use any of it myself. I was like, I almost want to message them back and say, all right, now that I gave that stuff away, can you send me some of that? But they had the pipe dope and the venom packs and, the hand wipes and all that stuff. I was just thrilled that they even acknowledged me, to be quite honest with you. I was like,
they've been really good. It looks like they've helped a lot of people out for giveaways and stuff, which is, cool.
I was thrilled with it.
Yeah, it looked like that you got pretty well hooked up. I was kind of jealous. I'll admit it. I was like, man.
Yeah, I just reached out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool.
No, I've had a few people, work with me, like, Inficon, I have a guy there that, we network back and forth quite a bit. And that's, sent me the ultrasonic. I've been testing things out. They've even asked me if I want to test things out when they got new things coming out. So, I mean, they've been really cool with it. And, they took a chance on me when they sent me the one to try it out, because they didn't know if I was really going to do the video or if I was just looking for a quick tool or something, and I
gotta make the video.
I spent the whole freaking summer testing it. And then, of course, some people had problems, and of course they go in there and bash the hell out of it. And it's like, wait a minute, you're making me look bad when you say this thing's a piece of trash. What's going on? And I hooked them up with, Inficon, and they took care of it. And they did have, it sounds like they did have a couple molding issues where the buttons was hard to push. And I even mentioned it in the video of my review, it was hard to push. Push, that's the other word.
I like that Inficon ultrasonic. Just from the video, just from watching your video.
It's affordable. I mean, it's like $275 or something. Now, that one that I had, that thing was expensive. That thing, I think the basic version is almost $450. So the other one, I think, might be just a little bit better, but we're not talking by much. And, either one of them, like I've said before, ultrasonic, I've not found a flare fitting leaking yet with an ultrasonic, because it's like the leak point is not rigid. You really need a leaking point that has like a jagged edge to create turbulence. The turbulence is what you're hearing. So if you got a smooth edge, you won't hear nothing. I mean, just like that one on the video I just did, it was leaking under that cap, and it's like, what the crap, and it don't work on everything. I mean, it works great in coils, big coils outside if it's windy, because the wind don't get picked up. Or if, like there, I just got nitrogen only on it and no refrigerant at all. Cause I've never been a big fan of doing trace gas. And honestly, I think I've missed leaks because I've done it that way. I've always been dump several pounds in there and then do it, which, that's one of them things where that's not the EPA way of doing it, but I want to find the freaking leak. So which one's, better to use? I like more refrigerant, the better, but I think that's why I've missed some leaks. I had one in a cooler, not too long ago, that I couldn't find it. And it's like, they lost, I think 9 pounds, 10 pounds. And I'm like, where's it at? I grabbed the H10. We're going to turn that down there. So
What is that?
it's somebody's subscribing.
They're using
nice.
excellent trigger control.
Yeah. So when somebody subscribes, you get the excellent trigger control, and then if somebody donates money, it does the ching chong thing and says something. I forget what.
Cha-ching.
Yeah. But it's I've had hits and miss on both of them. I've been using the D-Tech, either one, the 3 or the Stratus, and they both usually do good. And if I can't find it, I'll grab the Inficon or the H10. And yeah, the H10, I mean, like I went into this cooler and I picked up a very small doop, 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 doop. You're not going to get that with a digital, type infrared machine. But, generally it finds most of all the leaks, and it's easier. It's fast. It's instantaneous. When it says it's ready to go time, it's go time. Whereas the other one has to warm up. I can reach into those tight spots from like 2 foot away. I mean, it's just, I do a lot of leak checking. So I'm a geek when it comes to leak checking. So it's,
cool.
none of them are perfect. I mean, they all got their issues. You get a big hit, you can burn out your sensor, and there's a $120 freaking sensor. So
Yeah, I try to get mine away from it as quick as possible. I just brought my H10 in and changed the filter, and I went through and I adjusted the heater, and I tried to get it as calibrated as I could to get going here. But yeah, I've enjoyed my H10, and then I had the AccuTrack ultrasonic. I like that as just a secondary, a backup, maybe test mine. But I'm also in the market to get another leak detector. It's addicting. Once
it
you
is.
start buying these things,
I mean,
it's
if you're
like,
using them, I mean, the D-Tech 3, I mean, for the money, you can't beat it. I mean, granted, you got to look around. Some places, they're selling them for more than others, but it was supposed to be sold for the same price as what the original one. What the heck is it called? Yeah, I forget. COVID brain. I forget.
You said the bad word.
Yeah, whatever.
I've heard that's a real thing though.
It is.
Fogginess.
There's Sean
afterwards.
Asma. Is it Asma? Why ain't you Master Tech or whatever AC Master Tech on here? So I don't know. Did you retry sending that? I'll approve it. D-Tech Select. There we go, Alaska. That's right.
Because I thought I was wrong though.
Because I had just bought that Select, and then that was when they came out with that D-Tech 3, and I kind of complained about it, and they're like, well, we can do a warranty on it, and we'll swap it out. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So, technically I paid for it. So the Stratus, I mean, it wasn't brand new. It was reconditioned or whatever you want to call it. One that came back, got repaired, and sent back out. So, I mean, but still, I mean, it's an expensive detector.
So there's a couple questions in chat. Someone wants to know, what's the best vacuum pump in your opinion?
I mean,
The one that
sucks.
works.
Yeah, the one that sucks.
One that sucks. Are you happy with your field piece one?
I'm happy with it. I mean, really comes down to hoses. I mean, some people get all pissy and say, oh, it's a waste of time. But when I first bought my 3/8 hoses and I tried it, because I mean, I never used to watch YouTube. I mean, I knew everything. Why did I need to watch YouTube? So finally I was like, hey, what's that? And I started trying it, and, it was like, I learned something. So that was when I ended up trying it, and I timed it, and I'm like, holy crap, this actually is faster. And then when I got the blue ones, man, that was even faster yet. And then valve core tool, I mean, I only use valve core tools just for pulling valve cores. I never used to use them for evacuation. So I used to go through the 1/4-inch hoses, and some people make, you'll see it on my thing, they'll make fun of you, like, oh, I ain't got time for that. My boss would complain about it and all this, and it's like, I can do it right in like a third of the time you do it. I mean, it's like, yeah, pain in the ass to hook it up, but it freaking goes so fast. I mean, you're practically done in 10, 15 minutes. Whatever. Everybody has their own way of doing it, so whatever.
I get the you're getting paid for 8 hours. The vacuum's a vacuum, as long as you get there. And I can understand all that. Sometimes it's just easier to pull through a manifold. We always pulled through a manifold. ever, growing
If it's
up.
a crappy system, it leaks anyways, and they just want to recharge it, and I just want to get the air out of it and just recharge it, yeah, heck yeah. Pull that sucker into a negative and dump it in. I ain't pulling for no special anything. I'm just getting a negative, and boom, move on. They don't want to fix it right. I'm not going to spend all day on it. JB has a combo cordless 120 volt now. Sorry, Navic. Okay, I was going to say Navic's kind of got that cornered. There's a Chinese version out there too, or actually Makita has one.
China?
Yeah, you can't get it in the country or whatever, but I think it's made by the same company or whatever.
And then Sean also asked, how often do you recommend changing the heated diode sensors? Did you already answer that?
Depending on how often you're getting hit on nailed on high things. I mean, like on R22, that's what it's the most sensitive on. What you'll do is you'll start losing some of your 410A and some of your blended refrigerants. One thing I started doing too, Ryan, is since I don't use it very often, I'll sometimes put it in my front seat, run my power inverter, and I'll leave it run for maybe an hour to burn off any moisture that has absorbed into the chemical sensor. And they did confirm with me at Backrack that was a good idea to keep that sensor fresh because, they pack it with a desiccant to begin with. So when it's, sitting around just absorbing moisture, especially if you live by the ocean or whatever, they are slowing down again. There it goes back to normal. They recommended running that. So I've done that, and it seems to do great. So,
Well, if I'm going to use it, I get it going and let it run for, at least 10 minutes before I start searching for the leak, maybe while I'm getting other things pulled up on the roof. You're talking about the H10, right?
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Okay.
Because I had the PM originally before that. I got that one from the company I worked for before. I traded my Select in on it. And, it found a 410A leak on a geothermal. And then I also got showed up pretty bad by a guy that had the plug-in version. And the plug-in version just whooped the snot out of my Stratus. They're knocking the camera. I'm going to feed them here in a minute.
Stop.
Need to go lay down.
Not Eli, but Chloe and Pugsy are wrestling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've got some new hoses coming to me.
What are you getting?
I went with the Navac ball valve 5-foot hoses from TrueTech Tools, just because I got this SMAF 480 that I needed some new hoses, and when I got them, I just threw on some used hoses I have. So I went on TrueTech. I guess they don't sell Yellow Jacket hoses on TrueTech Tools. So I was looking around and I was like, well, let me just get these. So I got the 3/8. They mailed it right off the bat, but I'm waiting for I've never had Navac hoses, so I'll give them a shot.
Yeah, I have not used them. I've tried CPS hoses. They were junk. You can see some of my gauges were CPS. That was me trying to be cheap because I had like the higher end digital. So I bought the CPSs, and then when my stuff got stolen, I pretty much pieced together the analog manifolds that you see I use now were old ones that I quit using, but since I don't use them very often, I pieced them together to build what I've got. So yeah, I'm Yellow Jacket and I get the expensive ball valve ones. They've always been really good.
These ones I'm getting are ball valve, but I don't know. I've never had them, so I figured I'm going to give them a shot and see how they work. I mean, it's just your basic hose with the ball valve. So from everything I read online, they're okay. A couple of people have had to tighten up the screw on the ball valve, but any of the leaking issues were from the depressor not being pushed in enough. It was leaking around the edge. So we'll see. If not, I can always hit up my company for Yellow Jacket hoses. I don't know. I hate to constantly be asking for new tools, things.
You're one of those guys. You'll be like me.
You're needy.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, we get whatever we decide to buy. I mean, I haven't asked for much.
And I do too. But if I need it, I get it, But it is what it is. So we'll just see. Maybe I'll make a video about these Navac hoses from TrueTech Tools.
And what you need to do is hit up old, what's his name? He was giving all kinds of people stuff for a while there. I mean, I know he hooked up freaking NorCal Dave and a few others with some pumps and things like that.
Old who?
Mine went blank.
Eli, stop. No.
He was the video guru for a while there. My mind has
he
gone
works
blank.
for Navac now.
Yeah, correct. You need to quit.
AK.
Yeah, AK HVAC. There we go. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I mean, them guys, they get it for next to nothing, and
Yeah.
it's free advertisement. I mean, people see you using it, and they're seeing you good results. I mean, you know how much money they pay to be in these magazines and stuff like that.
Sure.
I mean, commercials are stupid expensive. So if they got to give away something that costs them probably 40% of what they sell it for, if you're lucky, I mean, I'm harsh about it because I know that's just the way it works. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that was one of the reasons why I got into YouTubing, was to try to get some free stuff. But, honestly, that's why I did it. I mean, I got a couple of free things. That was about it. But I mean, it's not as easy. Is it worth it? The amount of hours I waste on editing it, and sometimes I make $60 on a video. It's like, because I mean, 5,000 views, I might get $60 out of it. I mean, it's not that great. It's these people that have a million, they get 1 million views. Hell yeah, they're making $100-some thousand, 200,000, 400,000 a year or more. You ain't doing that when you're doing HVAC, because not as many people watch us. I mean, that's just the way it is. So, I mean,
I've always just been interested in video editing. So it was something I always liked to do. And no one wants to see just this is what I do. So this is all I really have to edit videos about, so.
It's made it a way to show people what you do. I mean, like my dad watches it and he sees it. My kids seen it and stuff like that. My daughter's watched it. I mean, I wish Joshua, I could get Milwaukee to sponsor me, but man, they're big dogs. They don't mess with little guys like me. They RG whatever construction. That one guy, he's over in Pennsylvania. Have you ever watched him? He does all the Milwaukee videos. It's RG.
Is it the very cool gang?
He's real hyperactive type construction guy, and he does always. He's not real short.
Yeah.
He says at the bottom, "Ring the bell," like it's 1776 or something crazy like that.
I watch him. He goes into Home Depot and does live streams.
He just did one the other day. Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. And what's funny is go back on some of his old videos and look at him before he grew the facial hair. He looks like really young, and now he looks older. And it's like, what the hell? He don't even look like the same guy and stuff. So it's really kind of crazy.
They'll have the drill races where they're like, drilling,
burn them up,
lag bolts and things. Yeah.
When I first got my drill, you want to talk about how geeky and dorky I was. I literally bought a Milwaukee. This is back to the 12-volt days, the real 12 volts. 12-volt Milwaukee, 12-volt DeWalt. And what else did I have? Something else. And I literally brought it home and got a drill bit out and seen how many holes I could drill with each one of them before the battery went dead, kept track of it, and then took the other one back. I mean, I was total geek. I mean, when I was in high school, DeWalt had just came out with this big boomerang looking thing. That was like 93, 94-ish area. So, I mean, they had just came out with it in like, I don't know, probably 97, 98 with their little more compact one and stuff. And then they came out with the 18. I remember all those. And then that's why I don't mess with any of them guys anymore, because the product just kind of went downhill. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Chris has got over 1 million views on one of his videos. Really? That's crazy. He's worked hard for it though, man. He's freaking, he's hammered it. He's worked the algorithms. And he's got, a lot nicer personality than me. I'm just an a-hole. So, but yeah, Vince.
Yeah, if I'm like fine where I'm at as far as views and things of that nature. You know what I mean? I don't do it for, I want something for my kids to watch when I'm dead and gone. To be quite honest with you, that was one of the main reasons why I started doing it. My dad was always filming videos, when he was alive, but he was never in any of them. He was always the guy filming them. So we've got all these videos. We can just hear him from behind the camera. So if anything, at the end of the day, these videos just serve as something for my kids to watch when I'm gone. Then that's more than I could ever have wished for.
Yeah, because who knows what?
Or two out of it.
Heck yeah, because I mean, who knows how long these YouTube will be around, and what will it transfer over to the next platform or whatever the case. I mean, same way with me. I remember when we first got our video camera back in early '90s and type thing, and we still got those videos. The videotapes still play, and it's some of the things I recorded were so stupid. Some of the vacations. And that was when you zoomed back and forth and zoomed in, zoomed out. And, you know, you're holding the camcorder on your shoulder and stuff. And yeah. And then you thought it was really cool when it came out the strobe feature where it ching, 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 ching. And then, oh, look at that. You can put titling on it and it's like block letters going across. I mean, you know, these kids today, they've got it made, you know, all the crap they've got. We were like, this has got to fly in a race head. Yeah, the freaking camera phone does everything. It's like, what the heck? Yeah.
Back when my dad bought our camera, it served as the VCR too.
We used it for copying videos.
We just hook it up and play the videos through the camera that filmed it.
We could use the camera as a player, and it wouldn't pick up the copyright protection, so we got perfect copies without the dimming and getting dark again and all that. If you did VCR to VCR, it would get that copy protection, but if you used a camcorder, it wouldn't do it. So, yeah. And, you know, I mean, growing up, I remember watching the very first Vacation probably, I don't know, a couple hundred times. And some of the other videos we copied and stuff. We had the first Laserdisc player, which was the discs this big and things like that. So, I mean, yeah, it was crazy.
My neighbor up the street had the laser discs. I was like, ooh,
yeah,
nice.
You had to flip it over and get the other side. Then it was like it wasn't the same as what they got today, but it was kind of neat. Didn't have to rewind it, but you know, I remember going to the video store on that stuff.
Rick, I'm making a video this week. I don't care how uninteresting it is or what, you know, it might be a PM video. I'm making a video this week.
What, on what, or just anything in general?
Whatever happens this week, period.
Do one on what it's like to wake up in the morning and do it all day, you know?
I might.
Because I think everybody's a little interested in stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I might do that because I gotta make something. And been doing a lot of PMs lately, and like Friday, we drove all the way down to Zanesville. By the time I got there, I was like so far away from home. I was like, I just want to get the work done and get home. You know what I mean? So it wasn't video. I
have the same thing. Same things
this
happen
week.
to me.
I'm making a video. Come hell or high water.
Yep. Same thing for me. I mean, I've had well, like on that Dectron unit, I went there and got the bulbs insulated. Then I started having problems with head pressure being too high in dehumidification mode. And it was like, screw the video. I need to get this piece of trash working. And before I knew it, I was working. I think I left there at 6:30 at night. And, you know, it just sucked. And it still ain't right. I mean, I knew this was going to happen. And they wanted to do it. They'd rather spend $40,000, $50,000 to change compressors and water valves and things like that than buy a $350,000, $400,000 new unit. So now we're gonna have to bill them for trying to figure out what components acting wrong. I don't know if I just need to wash coils or what, but my pressures are high and things like that. And Pepsi, she went upstairs to do something. I think she'll be back. But yeah, it's just one of them things where it's like, she's like, the dispatch woman's like, well, are you going to be done now? How long is it going to take? I have no idea. I told you guys this thing was a disaster. We should never touched it. You know, what do you want me to do? So I'm not looking forward to trying to iron this thing out. Because, I mean, I was quoted so many hours to do it, and then the plumber took freaking as long as I did, and all he had to do was half the plumbing, and they didn't even finish that. And then he quit on us. So it's like, I guess we've lost a few plumbers lately. So
you have plumbers at your company, or is this a hire?
Oh yeah,
out? This is
no. We have a plumbing division, we have electrical division, heating, install, commercial. We have a residential division. I mean, we've got right at about 100 employees total. We're all underneath one. Technically, they have the original names, but they also run underneath our abbreviated name. So, but I'll go run their calls, and they'll come run our calls, and you know, we just bill from the shop that they called from. So that's how we do that. And then, you know, like we get mileage and things based off of, you know, from their shop to the job and back again or whatever. And it's kind of tricky and weird, but, you know, it all works out. I mean, there's so many things like double up time that we get paid for that makes up for times where I'm not getting overtime because I worked over, you know, vacation times based off your total hours worked and divided by that. So I'm actually getting more money on that than I am on my regular hourly. So, I mean, this company's really creative on some of the ways they've done it. I've never seen anyone else do it, and that's why nobody ever leaves. So, I mean, it's like I can't complain. I mean, it's been the greatest place. I mean, if there's anybody that wants to move over here, I'll tell you where I'm at if you email me. But
Are they in my neck of the woods?
no,
I mean, I'm not
unfortunately,
that
I'm
far
totally
from
on the
you.
I'm totally on the west side.
Okay.
I'm 45 minutes from Fort Wayne, Indiana. So I mean,
And they're
it's,
in that regional area only.
yeah, you hop on 30 and head my way, and that's basically, we're right off of 30. So I mean, it's, we're all the way to the west side. I mean, I'm literally probably 30 minutes from the Indiana border, something like that, maybe 35
Hey.
minutes.
I thought we were in the HVAC witness protection program.
I don't care. Nobody watches this. There's only
Okay.
38 people watching. So if somebody wants to stalk me that bad, I don't give a crap.
Did you ask him about going out to Vegas for the AHRI or whatever thing?
AHR?
Yeah.
I'd
you gonna go?
love to. In fact, I think we're going back here sometime soon for a weekend.
We'll go forward whenever they do that.
Yeah, it's like January 31st into like February 3rd of 2022.
So yeah. I mean,
AHR. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
look into that because I mean the last time I was on the show, I think I said I get free rooms in Vegas, and you guys were busting my nuts thinking it was some dirty old hotel room. But no, we got a plaza. We got a suite at the plaza waiting for us. I don't know. My wife gets hooked up with these rooms, so I'm gonna, if I can get a room during AHR, I'm gonna find the cheapest flight out there. And we love Vegas. We used to go twice a year till my daughter came along, and we hadn't gone out since 2018. But I think we're back.
Vegas might have been why you had the daughter,
Yeah, well,
It may have been, huh? John
might have been.
McMaster, he's like, in the commercial world, dispatch doesn't tell the techs what to do. Shoot, you ain't ever seen my dispatch woman. She's been there 29 years.
Oh, John, she would.
She would straighten your wagon out because she'll make your life a living hell. I pissed her off in about 4 days, and it took me 3.5 years. I mean, if it wasn't the money that I was getting paid, I would have quit a long time ago because she kept me on the crappy calls and
She runs
everything
the
else.
show.
Yeah. And, we've tried different dispatch people, and every time we hire somebody, they do a crap job. I mean, she's very efficient. So when you go west, you might get 2 jobs, 3 jobs over there, and you're getting that double up time, which, you bill back to the shop and then bill over. So you just gained an hour you got paid for. I get paid sometimes for 2 extra hours a day, if not 3 extra hours a day that I didn't truly technically work. So, when you have those long distance ones, that's where things really work out cool and stuff. So that's how they make up for not getting paid for holidays. But like I said, I still get my vacation though. And then the tool money and stuff like that. I mean, I could, tell you what they actually did what the union does and calculated up what they're paying for our insurance, the profit sharing and all the crap that they done. And I was like, holy crap. I had no idea. I've never tried to calculate all that out. And I'm like, wow, you guys ain't making no money on me. So yeah, we're kind of like a necessary evil. Their money's getting made on install. I mean, that's definitely where they're making their money at. So Greg says that's how his dispatch person is. But, me and her get along pretty good. She's under a lot of stress right now, especially with us being down a guy and stuff. All these people especially when the guys complain, she does not like people complaining. That's one thing that sets her over the edge. So unfortunately, we got a bunch of girls that the guys are like a bunch of girls whine about everything. And sometimes I can be like that. So, but generally I don't get to pick what I want. So it is what it is. I'm usually happy.
I go where I'm told.
Yep.
Do what I'm told.
Yeah, I'm still in that prove myself stage,
I get a lot of questions on my videos. Why didn't you just replace that unit?
People don't want to spend the money.
Nobody wants to replace the unit. Plus, we make more money on repairs.
Correct. I
We
mean,
don't make
yeah.
any money on replacing. It's the repairs that, we're making our money on it. So
Yeah,
I
'cause
get that a lot.
Do they provide their own equipment when they replace them?
We've only done a few jobs where they provided their own equipment and it turned into a freaking nightmare.
Okay.
So my boss, Tim, he's a hard worker. He's there till 7, 8 o'clock at night every night at the office. But he does a great job. He's one of the best bosses I've ever had. Got no complaints, but yeah, we repair them because That's how we make the money, you know?
Yeah.
If we replaced everything, I mean, you just don't make it like we do. We got accounts. Uh, the repairs are endless. And
Yeah.
eventually they're going to replace them, but I'll repair all day. I don't care.
Yep. What else do we got here? It's been hard. Florida had the same numbers. Yeah. Is that where you're at, Sean's in Florida? I doubt. Florida's actually been fairly loose. I bet not. What else we got? So, hey, Melvin, what's going on? Yep. I think I always like it when she watches the board for me. That way I don't have to look at it because I don't really pay much attention to it much. I think she disappeared.
I've been trying to look at the comments and listen and, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. So anybody get to watch that video that I made and released yesterday? Liz and Callie. Yeah, that would be difficult out there. Yeah, Florida had the same numbers. Yeah, you guys are all locked down tight, and you're from Florida. Did you just move out to California not long ago?
Oh, Florida had the same numbers, but they got like triple the amount of elderly people.
Yeah, true.
And had no lockdown.
Yeah.
So that's a big win for Florida as far as what we're talking about with that.
Smith, yeah, you can use a refrigerator compressor from a vacuum pump, but it's not probably going to pull very good vacuum. I've seen people do it. You know, I mean, even the old recovery machines were regular compressors with condensers on them, and that was how they were recovering them back in the day. And then eventually came out with oilless and stuff. So yeah, you can, but it don't do that great. So yeah, I don't know. Well, Ryan, you want to wrap this thing up? I mean, we've been going for almost an hour and 20 minutes. I think we've done pretty good for the evening and stuff.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. Thanks for having me on, Rick.
No, I think that works out good. And, you know, we'll try to get Steve back on here too and stuff. And that just makes it so much easier to, you know, do the obligated show and then kind of deal any questions or whatever it is they want to do. It works out, I think, better that way. And it makes it funner for me because doing it by yourself, it kind of sucks because, I mean, it's, you know, keeping the flow going. And unless you've got, I'm not a teacher per se or anything like that. So, I mean, I'm not pulling out textbooks or chalkboards or anything like that. It just isn't how I work anyway. So it's like, you know, I just do it to have some fun. And if I have my 40 coolest people here, then cool, I'm good with that. Or sometimes it's 60. It just depends. So,
yep.
HVAC Dragon.
Looking forward. You want to have me back on? I'll be more than happy to come back here. I'm going to try to compile some interesting stories or perhaps get some pictures of some cool things that maybe bring back for next time.
Yeah, let me hit the end credits here and don't go nowhere. I'll just go ahead and kill our mics here. So, guys, I appreciate you coming in. Make sure you check out Ryan and check out Steve's channels. They'll be in the bottom down below. I appreciate you guys both coming in and everything went good, I think. So, guys, I appreciate it. Have a great evening, and we will catch you on the next one.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thanks now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I want to see motion, movement. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay?
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.